Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to ThreeFlowing. I'm Lane Hayes, and I've got a real special guest over here. He always likes to bug me in the gym. Actually, it's the other way around. But I'm always joined by who's this guy?
Yeah, this is Daniel Cook. Glad to be with you guys.
And who's this?
And y'all may have seen me before, Carson Guest.
Yeah, where's Ethan?
Ethan is in Brazil right now. The Brazilian guru is in Brazil, and the American guru is in America. So I'm holding it down here, and he's just making sure everything's okay down there. But
Glad to have you here, Carson.
yes, sir.
Awesome. And of course, we got Grace at the background. So you want to just give it a wave? Sweet. But we're excited to be here today. This is Chris Owens, and he is the president of Vanguard Energy Solutions. And we're going to jump into that. But first, I'd like to know a little bit about your background and biography. Let me know about you.
Okay, I was born in February 29th, 1960, a leap year baby.
That's a rare day.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Leap year baby. I was born in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
And
That's where that accent comes from, right?
and then, well, it gets even better than that. I was born there, but I was raised in Queens, New York until I was 6.
Oh, wow. Gotcha.
And anyway, lived in a very nice home there. But my parents were subletting, and they decided they wanted me to move out to the New Jersey suburbs. I did kindergarten in New York City, and my mother was not having that. So anyway, we moved out to a town called Dumont, New Jersey.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is a bedroom community of New York. My dad worked in the city. He worked at the Four Seasons in New York, which is one of the most world-famous restaurants in the world. He was the maitre d'. So he'd take the bus into the city every day and take the bus out, and he was putting in 12 to 14-hour days. My dad was a hardworking guy. He owned multiple restaurants, ran country clubs. He did a lot with his life. Unfortunately, he died at a very early age, at 55, from congestive heart failure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I did raise a bunch of money for that hospital. It was called Deborah Hospital. That's how I really started getting into fundraising. Deborah only takes whatever your insurance covers.
Okay.
And so my dad's procedure back in 1990 cost over $100,000, and the insurance covered 80, and he didn't get a bill for anything else. So he died a year later because of complications, but I decided right then and there I was going to start a foundation in his name, and we had the golf tournament for 20 years, and we raised $600,000 for the Deborah Hospital Foundation.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So then I also, my uncle was the president of the New Jersey Diabetes Association. Two of my cousins are diabetic, and I'm pre-diabetic, by the way. So anyway, got involved with helping him run that tournament. We ran it for 20 years, and he raised $100,000 a year, and filled up 2 golf courses, and raised $2 million doing that. And I'm involved with the Autism Association of New Jersey also. I started a tournament up there for one of my customers, Jim Freeman, who also was a childhood friend of mine. I mean, I know him since sophomore year in high school. So
A long time, yeah.
So a 50-year relationship.
Yeah.
And we've raised, in 5 years, we've raised $700,000 for autism.
Jeez.
So
That's awesome.
I did the numbers in my head the other day. I think I've been involved in raising over $4 million for charities.
Wow.
And, I've got the new foundation, which I started in 2001. And unfortunately, I got sick, Lane, as you know,
Right.
from complications from a drug called Lupron. And I'd like to talk about that a little bit. I'll get back to my.
Sure.
Lupron is a drug that's used to lower your testosterone in a male and lower your estrogen in a woman, and it lowers it to very, very low levels. So average for a male is 500 to 700 on a male. Mine was below 200, and it causes mental, physical. I could go on and on with the side effects, but Lane can attest that I was in rough shape. But I made sure I got in the gym every day,
Right.
and just tried, and I overcame it, but it was a long road.
What is the purpose of lowering
They say the
testosterone?
premise is that the testosterone is food for cancer.
Oh, so you had cancer.
I had prostate cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So anyway, hey, listen, it's in remission now. Knock
There you
on
go.
wood. Knock
Good.
on wood. Hopefully it stays that way. Finishing. Let's go back to where I was raised. So I was raised in a bedroom community of New Jersey. My dad continued. When my dad flipped over and started running country clubs when I was, I don't know, 10 years old. And I started working for him at 12 years old, washing dishes. My mother is still alive. She lives with me currently, and she's not doing very well. And then I have a sister over in Myrtle Beach. And anyway, lived in northern New Jersey until I went to college. Worked at the clubs. Did everything. Caddied. Washed dishes. Waiters. Parked cars, which was very lucrative, by the way. Parking
Valet?
Valet at a country club makes a lot of money. I was making, this was back in 1981 through 83. I was making $200 a day cash.
Really? And I'd like to just ask, what was the best car you drove when valet?
Maserati.
Maserati, all right.
Nice.
But they were Jaguars. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a very, very nice club. So
You just have to compliment them on the car, and they toss you a little tip.
some guys would give it. Again, this was back in early '80s when I was
Yeah.
in college. They'd flip you a 5 once in a while.
Yeah.
That was like a 20 today.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So anyway, I did that, and I went to got recruited to play golf. I was a high school. I guess I was first team All County
Wow.
in Bergen County, and then I got recruited to play golf at James Madison University in Virginia.
JMU.
I had a partial scholarship. Golf doesn't get full scholarships unless you're all world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, I played on a golf team, and then I joined a fraternity called Theta Chi Fraternity, which is one of the groups that I'll talk about with the golf
Sure.
tournaments later on. So I became president of Theta Chi and lost interest in playing college golf. It really wasn't appealing to be away with 5 men on weekends when everyone was back on campus having the
Sure.
best time of their
Yeah.
lives. And so anyway, I decided to quit the golf team my junior year and focus on school, number one, and number two, focus on the fraternity. So I was treasurer, vice president, and president of the fraternity in my 4 years there.
Wow.
Okay.
Anyway, then I got out of school, and I used to park a gentleman's name by the name of George Murphy at my dad's club, which was called Rockland Country Club, which is in Spark Hill,
Okay.
New York. And
And
George had a what?
Is that country club still there? Just
Oh
for-
yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
it's a beautiful place.
Yeah,
Nice.
maybe we'll throw a picture of it on,
Yeah,
on
hopefully
the
so.
screen.
So anyway, his wife, I'd park her car too, and she just loved me. I don't know why, but she just, oh Chris, how are you today? And she'd give me a hug and a kiss.
She just had a crush on you.
Yeah, I guess. So anyway, George took myself and one of my buddies to a place called Seaview Country Club
Okay.
my senior year, and he took my father with us. My father never used to take time off, and my father came. We went down for 2 days, and Seaview was the most incredible club in the state of New Jersey. 2 golf courses, butlers. I mean, the service you got there was just incredible. The food, off the charts. So here I was, 18 years old, or 17 years old at the time, and he takes us down there for 2 days, and had a great time. And he flips me his card as he was leaving. He said, "When you get out of school, you call me." So I forgot about. I was going into my senior year, and I flipped it in my desk, and I was going on interviews. I'd forgotten all about him. And I was clearing out my desk one day, and all of a sudden pulled out his card. So I called him, and, "Hey, Chris, how are you? Great to hear from you. What's going on?" I said, "Well, I just graduated, George." He goes, fantastic, congratulations. He goes, hang on a second. And he puts me on hold, and he calls his regional manager for New York, named Bob Krushak, who is one of the most wonderful human beings I ever met in my life. And he says, George gets back on the phone, can you be at the Orangeburg Holiday Inn in a half hour? I said, sure, George. I said, not dressed. He said, wear a golf shirt and a pair of slacks. That's it. He goes, we're not a formal company. So anyway, I show up. Bob Krushak is bigger than life. He had a personality that you read about. And very, very easygoing interview. Asked me about my golf game, and asked me, he was a golfer. And most everybody at my company were golfers.
Right.
And the name of the company was U.S. Gypsum. And anyway, I went through one more difficult interview with another guy, and they made me a job offer, and I started in customer service at Stony Point, New York. Did that for a year. I hated it. I almost quit 3 times because I said I didn't go to college to be a customer service rep.
Yeah, I get that. Mm.
So anyway, I thank God I didn't quit, and I was assigned to my first sales territory in Syracuse, New York, and ended up loving Syracuse. The people there are so nice. They're like Midwesterners. They're not like the rest of New York.
Oh, okay.
And made a lot of lifelong friends there. I'm still friends with several of them to this day. I met my wife there. I was only there 22 months. And then they moved me back to New Jersey as a Metro rep, and I did that for 3 years. And then I got promoted to Boston as district manager at 29, and at the time I was the youngest district manager in U.S. Gypsum history. So New England was a very, very tough market. They didn't take kindly to outsiders, especially a New Yorker, a brash New Yorker
I can imagine
like
that.
me. So anyway, I met a contractor named Mike Kavanaugh, and him and I played golf like the first month I was there. And Mike Kavanaugh is a big dude, big handlebar mustache, and he took a liking to me, and we hit it off, and we just started hanging out. I'd take him to lunch or dinner, and we'd play golf. And he helped me infiltrate the New England mafia, as I like to call it. And it was, we sold sheetrock, and we sold ceiling tile.
Okay.
And we sold the myriad, I didn't see it at the time, but customer service was a very valuable asset to me because we sold so many products. Everything was trucked. So I knew what went into building a truck as far as shipping it.
Start from the ground up.
Start
But
from the ground up.
With your father, it seems like you've just been a salesman at heart anyway. So you just kind of got into it and just took off.
So anyway,
In the blood.
Yeah.
anyway, the restaurant business, you know what, Lane? No matter what business you're in, you have to sell yourself. I don't care if you're an accountant. You have to sell your ideas.
That's what I've
So
heard.
be personable,
You have to be personable. And thankfully I am.
I think that's.
I met a young lady
attribute.
the other day who's 30 years old, and I won't go into it too deeply, but she's smart as hell. She went to graduated from Georgia Tech, but it has the personality of a clam. And I told her mother that, and her mother didn't like that.
No, I'm sure.
I can
Yeah.
imagine. But
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm easy to get along with.
Speaking of
Yeah.
New England, clam,
Yeah, the clam chowder.
yeah.
That's good stuff. Yeah, getting
I
hungry. I love New England.
I ate a lot of lobster and a lot of clam chowder when I was.
Oh, I love. I've been to Maine twice, and it's just really
Oh
great.
yeah, that was
yeah.
part. I had Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island.
Okay.
So
Everything
I-
but Connecticut. So
I had a piece of Connecticut too.
Okay.
Where in Connecticut are you from?
I'm not from Connecticut, but I've been there.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Okay. But anyways, I ended up making a lot of lifelong friends when I was in the Boston area too, that I still stay in touch with today. And it seems like I've been fortunate along the way to establish friendships and maintain them.
It's good.
Yeah.
It is
And
good.
so being with Gypsum, how long were you with that company?
25 years.
And then when you went to a new company after that, what was the new one? Or
The new company, what happened at USG, I went they promoted me from Boston and moved me to Chicago as a national account manager. And I did that for 2.5 years.
Okay.
And that was a great job. I was calling on Menards, Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, and what was the fourth company? A company called BMA, which was a buying group. So it was mostly a conglomerate of lumberyards.
Yeah.
So I did that for 3 years, and then they made the mistake of promoting me down to Atlanta as the Southeast Regional Director of Sales.
Right.
And I had 7 states, all southeastern states. I had 30 salesmen. I had 4 district managers. And my last year in that position, I was in that position for 10 years. We did over $400 million in sales with almost $200 million in gross profit. It was at the height of the building boom. And really, you've heard of the great crash or the
Yes.
Anyway, it was all stimulated by fraudulent loans made in the housing industry, and we kept on turning around because the building materials business is very cyclical, and we all kept on turning around and saying, when is this going to end? And it kept on going and going and going, and there was a reason for it, because they were issuing all these loans to people that shouldn't have gotten them. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of homes where I lived in Atlanta. There was one on a street that was next to me. There were 7 empty homes that they had given mortgages to.
The bubble.
It was of course, the big bubble. Mm-hmm. So anyway, getting back to your point, after 25 years, and we had a new CEO come in about 2 years prior, who was a Harvard guy, and thought he knew everything. And one of the things he said, we're going to change the culture of the company. And we were a company that used to entertain incredibly. I had a $400,000 expense account. Used to take customers, top resorts in the country, Pebble Beach.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
What you call it?
East Lake?
I was a member at East Lake because the company bought a $250,000 membership for us to
go play and take your customers there.
It's a nice
customer.
Yeah, it is a good perk.
So I had that for 10 years. So that was a lot of fun.
That sounds, I
can imagine.
So that was a lot of fun. So anyway, did a lot of entertaining. And he came in and he changed all that. He said, we're going to be an analytical-driven company, and every year the budgets got cut. And finally, we went into the Great Recession in 1988, and my business went from being $400 million to basically get down to like $250 million. So big cut. The company went from being a $5 billion company down to being a $3 billion company. So severe impact, cuts all over the place. So they offered packages up, and I thought about it for a little bit. I said, I'm not really enjoying it anymore. So I put my hand up, and my boss says, you can't do that. I said, well, I'm leaving whether you give me the package or not.
All right.
And he said, well, let me get back to you. So anyway, he comes back to me the next day. He goes, Owens, we're going to give you the package because I don't want you working against me.
That's fine.
And, so anyway, I left, and I ended up in the lighting business. I went to work for one of my fraternity brothers named Alan Carlquist, and he had a company in Marietta, Georgia called Value Lighting. And they did multifamily lighting. And we're slowly getting into the LED business.
Okay.
So was this at a time when like people were making the switch from like
It was really at
incandescents?
the infancy of the LED business.
Okay.
Real quick, what's the difference between LED and the old fluorescent?
Fluorescent lights depreciate rather rapidly, and the difference is an LED is made of chips, basically computer chips. They're called light emitting diodes. So every LED has diodes in them, and they don't fail.
Okay.
They very seldom do they fail. You'll have the drivers that drive the lights will fail before the chips will fail.
Gotcha.
So that's the fluorescent lights can fail like that.
Because they have the filaments in them,
They
right?
have all the filaments.
Okay.
So
and
they burn through and
They
just,
burn it.
yeah.
What about the people that say like they prefer the lighting from like a filament bulb? Do you think that's just
You know what?
People clinging to the past.
People don't like change. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
we go in and we retrofit a building, and then the
Mm-hmm.
secretaries be complaining it's too bright, or then other ones be complaining it was too dark. And a couple of my customers came to me. I said, "Listen," I said, "you're the boss." And I said, "Be the boss."
Yeah.
And tell them, you know, this is it. We're saving money. I mean, basically, LEDs are going to save you versus conventional lighting anywhere from 30 to 40%. So it's a no-brainer,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
especially if you have fluorescence, as you stated.
the different looks? Because I know the lighting we use to like the set, they're LED, but like we can make them warm or cold, so like it's works just as well.
They have
so.
every color temperature known to man. At the beginning, they were a little harsh, but they adjusted to that. The LED
Right.
industry, and we weren't a manufacturer. We bought from 100 different manufacturers at Value Lighting, so it was a big learning curve for me. But I had to reinvent myself, and I did. So anyway, I was with Value Lighting for 10 years, almost 10 years, and they brought me on as vice president of their energy efficiency division, which was a startup for them.
Yeah.
But they saw the future coming. And I used to play golf with the two owners in golf tournaments, and they liked to have me around because I was a scratch. And anyway, they invited me to come out to a meeting. No, they invited me to a golf tournament. Anyway, we played, we get done, and they said, at the end, they said, "You want to come to work for us?" I said, "Well, maybe." And so anyway, they made an offer, and it was pretty good. And I built that business from scratch to $5 million in 3 years. So then they turned around to me and they said, "Well, we want to put an operation in Maryland because there's 3 major apartment markets in the country. Atlanta is number 1. Number 2 is Dallas. They had an operation in Dallas. Number 3 is Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
We didn't have an operation in Washington, D.C. So I had multiple relationships up there from my USG days.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, my fraternity brother knew this, and he goes, "I want you to spend 3 weeks a month up there. Are you willing to do it?" So, "Well, if you make it worth my while, I'll do anything." So anyway, he did, and we ended up building that business up in 3 years to $10 million. And I put together a sales team with one of my fraternity brothers. He acted as director of operations, and then I had my son on the sales team in conjunction with several other salespeople. And we started in a very small facility in Beltsville that was owned by one of my fraternity brothers. And he had, about 2 years later, was building this beautiful facility. And he took me by it one day, and I looked at it, I said, "Oh my God, this place is unbelievable." I said, "I want it." So anyway, we had been bought out by private equity at that time, and they were all about growth.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to go do a presentation for the board of directors, and they agreed to it, and there was no going back from there, and we ended up doing very, very well. And then ended up in a political battle with my fraternity brother, and they moved me over to be senior VP of Revolution Lighting, which was the parent company for the private equity group. So
Okay.
I left Value Lighting and became senior VP, and did that for about 3 years, and then the LED industry crashed, and I ended up in my current position now as president. Initially I joined a company called my CEO owns 3 companies. He owns DVC Solutions, he owns Metrotech, and he had Vanguard Solutions as a third company. And he hadn't done a lot with Vanguard. He did run a $93 million order for Lamar billboards through Vanguard.
I had read it, like 86,000 billboards.
86,000 billboards. So I had no involvement in that.
See, by the way, I did my research. Like,
I
did what you told me to do, man. I'll tell you.
There you go. Anyway,
Homework.
he's a wonderful individual. I was dealing with some vertigo this week, and he jumped all over my butt. He said, "You're not to be on the computer or on the phone for the next 3 days." He said, "If it's an emergency, you can do it." But he goes, "I want you on the golf course. I want you playing pickleball," which I love. I love pickleball. And anyway, I'm working for him. I love it.
Well, I remember you telling me there was some friction with the other company, and you were looking for a way, something new, and I remember you were ecstatic, and you said, "I just been offered by the president position in Vanguard."
Well, what happened? Initially, he hired me as senior VP of DVC Solutions, which is out of New York. And Vanguard is based out of Pensacola, Florida. They've been in business. He's been in business there 10 years. And then he has another company called Metrotech, which does LED streetlights, does the traffic cameras that you see on highways and also in cities, and also does the electronic billboards.
Pretty multifaceted.
So that's where he made his money. He made a bunch of money.
Gotcha.
So anyway, I got in a political battle with one of his partners, who had run off 3 other partners. So it tells you what kind of character he was.
Yeah.
And ended up, I said, "Listen, I'm leaving," and he goes, "No, you're not." He goes, "You're gonna go run Vanguard." I said, "Excuse me?" He goes, "You're going to go be president of Vanguard Solutions." I said, "Okay."
Easy enough.
And really, you know what? I've been in sales for 45 years. I worked for Anheuser-Busch. I worked for you for 4 years in college. I worked for U.S. Gypsum for 25 years. Then I was with Revolution Lighting for 10 years, and then,
Then 3 years with that other.
there was a company, out of Las Vegas. I worked for 3 years, and then I went to DVC, and I was only there a month, and all of a sudden, and I had no aspirations of being president of anything.
Sure.
And I'd always been in sales, and sales was my forte. Anyway,
So you were doing a lot of energy solutions. It seems like you've been in, I'd say, energy solutions for a long time, because with U.S. Gypsum, it seems like you did building material. Is that correct? Like with granite and wood
and you know what? There were some energy efficient products at U.S. Gypsum that they made. They made more energy efficient sheetrock, ceiling tiles. Not the same thing as I'm doing now, but they had thermal fiber insulation, which was energy efficient for commercial applications. So I guess I have been in the energy space for quite a long time, but not to the degree that I'm in now.
Right.
And Vanguard Solutions, my CEO had the foresight 2.5 years ago, to see that the LED crash was coming, and he built up DVC initially to be a multifaceted energy efficiency company. And we have 15 different product solutions. He partnered with a company called Best Energy out of London, which is the #1 energy efficiency company in the world, and they make a product called the Enoscope.
Okay.
And the Enoscope installs in a building next to the electrical box, and then it uses AI and air sensors placed strategically throughout the building to monitor gas, water, and electricity consumption, and works with the building control systems to make adjustments and make the building more energy efficient.
Okay.
And they'll save anywhere between 10 and 40% on a building's operations with this product called the Enoscope. So it's a monitoring system that has the ability to do things that are almost unheard of.
So it's regulation, but it's telling you where where you need to save or how to save.
What,
and whatnot.
what they'll do, like, I'm working with several people in the community. I'm working with the Real Life Center of Dogwood Church. I'm working with, we're working with invited clubs. We're working on Braylon Country Club. One of my reps is Payne Wilson. We're talking to them about using the Endoscope. Several other churches in town are looking at using the Endoscope. And we'll go in and we'll do a free energy analysis.
It's good. I feel bad though that you're working with invited clubs. You know.
Well,
Sorry.
hey, listen, their money's green too.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you know what? The number one thing is that I feel really great about this product because it can save people money. And we'll go in and we'll do a free energy assessment on any building. Okay. So all I need from any customer or potential client is their water, gas, and electricity bill. And then we fill out some forms for Best Energy. We send it to London, and they have a computer system that uses 3 billion data points to determine where the inefficiencies are in the building. And then if the customer wants, then we'll come back with a proposal. They have to pay for the proposal. I think it's a nominal fee. It's like $250. And it will come up with recommended actions to counter whatever deficiencies they have. So I'm working with a company called Power Secure, which was one of my major customers in the lighting business. Okay. We've shipped Power Secure over $150 million worth of LEDs in my 15 years in the LED business.
Wow. Okay.
And I did Kunsan Air Force Base in Korea with them.
That's cool.
I did Fort Bragg. I did Fort Benning. Honeywell is another one of my big customers. Honeywell was part of those three projects.
It's a big
but
one.
We've done over 200 school systems in the state of New Jersey with Honeywell.
Wow.
Okay.
So anyway, I've got a pretty good resume as far as.
I was about to say that's.
I'm sure you get a lot off of like government contracts too.
Well, Fort Bragg and Fort Benning, obviously, and Kunsan Air Force Base was a Korean contract, but a matter of fact, I got called yesterday by a friend of mine, Mike Murtaugh, who used to own TCBY here.
Oh yeah.
And I played pickleball with him at the Bridge, and he's on the committee for the new pickleball courts for Peachtree City. So he called me, it was 2 nights ago, and he said, Chris, he goes, we have a quote here from the consultant for 18 poles and 18 LED floodlights for $240,000. He goes, can you give me your opinion on that? So I thought for a minute or two, and I said, Mike, I said, you shouldn't pay more than half that. He goes, that's what I thought too. So he was going to a board meeting last night, and I know Kim Leonard, and I texted Kim. I told her, I said, I don't want the job. I said, it's small compared to what we normally do, and I said, it's probably going to be a bid war, but I said, I'm just telling you, Kim, that $240,000 should be sliced in half. So somebody's trying to make a lot of money there.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's experience, you know. Speaking of Vanguard Energy Solutions now, I looked up the company website. You guys do a lot. You work with other companies, but you do a lot with like energy procurement and LED lighting to water conservation. It seems like you predominantly deal with the LED lighting, but what do you?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. It's you are completely hands-on with all of this other.
All those other products that, like you said, for water, gas, electricity. We've really.
Well, like you guys do HVAC and refrigeration as well.
We do, and one of my partners his name is Larry Willis, and I know Larry Willis 30 years. He was my first neighbor here in Atlanta, and Larry was with Trane, and I was at USG at the time, and Larry headed up Trane's retrofit division. So I moved to Atlanta National Country Club about 7 years after I moved into a place called Crooked Creek, which is a golf club on the north side. And Larry and I were neighbors, and I moved over to Atlanta National, and we stayed in touch. And while I was at Value Lighting, he called me because lighting and HVAC have a direct correlation. If you come in with LEDs, they're much cooler, where fluorescents burn very bright.
Makes sense.
And they produce a lot of heat. So Larry got me involved with several projects with Train, and he eventually started his own company called Vanguard Energy Solutions, which does chiller optimizations. And I introduced him to Honeywell, and he's done 10 projects with Honeywell, and all of them $500,000 to $700,000 each. And Honeywell is a very tough client to please. And he got an email about a month ago from their Chicago Analyticals group saying that he had exceeded his ROI estimates and that he was going to be used on every Honeywell project moving forward.
Wow.
Wow.
So anyway, he's a business partner of ours, and we're working on several things with Power Secure and some other major customers.
That's awesome.
So, it's all about relationships,
Well,
guys.
I'd also
What
like
it
to
sounds
say,
like.
It's no matter what you do,
Yeah.
it's relationships.
I got a
true.
question for you. So regarding the energy solutions, I've reading about all that, how you're helping these large industries and working with these, other companies that do such a good job. And this is free advertising for you, Vanguard Energy. Check us out, ThreeFlowing. If you ever want to sponsor us, just saying. No, but it's, do you get, good joy after you finish up a project and you're like, man, we put LEDs, we helped out with HVAC, we helped out with the water flow or the energy procurement. You're doing a good thing to
It
help
sounds
out
like,
somebody.
like
Yeah,
you really believe in the product. And
you're
I think
helping
that
out
makes
other
it easier to sell,
businesses.
too.
People always talk about energy crisis. People talk about like the world heating up. What was it?
I think
Global
about
warming.
I think
Right,
about the
right.
1970s. The
Right,
energy
right.
crisis.
People talk about global
and
warming.
things
People
like
talk
that.
about all this and trying to better things in their own home, but it seems like you're doing it on a more industrial scale, and I feel like I'd get a.
We do have some residential applications, but very few. We have a product called the HydroFlow, which is
Right, yeah.
which purifies water that goes into any building. We have a 2-inch application that will work on a residential home, and we've sold quite a few of the they call it the HydroFlow.
How does that work? The process.
Well, what it does, it wraps around the pipe and then shoots an electric current through the pipe, and it eliminates all impurities. And there's a lot of dirty water out there. I have another, Mike Cavanaugh, who I mentioned earlier, has retired to Hilton Head. He ended up being a senior VP with Foundation Building Materials, and decided he had enough. Retired 3 years ago. He's 73 years old, and I consider him like my big brother. And anyway, he calls me just after I got this job back in May, and he said, he goes, Chris, I'm bored to tears. He goes, I need something to do. He goes, will you give me a job? I said, of course you can have a job. So anyway, he said Hilton Head has gone through such rapid growth that the water there and the infrastructure is absolutely terrible. And he's out marketing I think he's sold a couple of HydroFlows so far, but we have anywhere from an 8-inch pipe, 8-foot pipe to a 2-inch pipe.
Wow.
So we can satisfy, and that's really the only residential application that we do for the 2-inch pipe. Everything else, as you said, is commercial. And I do get a lot of satisfaction in doing what I do, because when I was at U.S. Gypsum, I had a great career there. I got to do things. I went to London. I went to Australia. I went to Hawaii twice or 3 times. I've been all over the world with U.S. Gypsum, but it just got to the point. It was the same thing every day. What's the price on 1/2-inch sheetrock? And where now it's not. What's the price? It's how much are you going to save me?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
But it's not just cutting corners saving. It's
No,
it's useful, helpful.
it really it's like I said earlier. We're definitely a technology company now. We're not an LED company. I mean, LED companies are going out of business left and right, and thank goodness for my CEO Mike McGehee for having the foresight to see this coming, and he built Vanguard into a multifaceted energy efficiency company.
Well, from what I read, and I don't know a lot of it, and I can't really articulate my questions in sentences very well, because this is such a very niche, sort of thing we're discussing. But it seems like some big companies, they'll cut corners, and then they'll cut corners in a bad way. But you're cutting corners in a good way to try and help out maybe the little man down here, or you're trying to help out, hey, we need to do this so we can do this thing over here. It just seems like it's very pleasing. If I were in your position, I'd be very thrilled and happy.
I am, and you know what? I'll tell you, give you a good example of that. I donated $5,000 to A Better Way for their golf tournament about 3 weeks ago, and the owner, John Barrow, emailed me thanking me for what I was doing for the donation, and asked me to do an energy assessment on both his Sonoy facility and his Peachtree City facility. And I said, sure, John, no problem. And he goes, you know what? He goes, if you can save me 10 to 20% on my utility bills, he said, I'll kiss your ass. And you know what? He doesn't have to kiss my ass, but you know what?
Thankfully,
we're gonna save him 10 to 20%.
Okay. How long has Better Way been doing a golf tournament?
I don't know. They called me out of the blue, and you know what? John did a I used to live in Crestwinds.
Yeah.
And John did a presentation there about 4 years ago. I was there, and I was very impressed with them. He did a great job explaining what they do, and they take. And matter of fact, in his email, he said, Chris, he goes, your cause hits very close to home with me because most of the prisoners that we take on are suicidal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And he said, you know what? He goes, I'm going to get my team to really support your initiative, which I guess we can segue into that. Mm-hmm. What did I do with?
Sure.
Maybe real quick before we get more into the charity work, I'd love to ask you maybe a couple questions about entrepreneurship that I think might be interesting.
Go ahead.
For the audience. So one thing you were talking about relationships, and I think that's so key. I was actually recently talking with kind of a mentor, someone that's a financial advisor, talked about the value of relationships in business. And, he said, it doesn't matter what company you're working for, you want people to know that you're on their side and you're working for them. So I guess if you could maybe speak to the value of relationships and maybe some of the other keys in business that you've learned over the years.
It really doesn't matter whether it's business or it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships are key to your success in life. And if you can't build relationships, and it's just really getting people, first off, getting along with people. Mm-hmm. Number two is getting people to like you. And those are two critical elements of success in life, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. And what do you think? What would you say is the best a piece of entrepreneurial advice that you've received, or even personal advice?
Just always be honest. Be honest. Be upfront. Get back to people. That's the way you earn trust. Is follow up. You have to follow up, and that's one thing I've always been very religious about. If somebody calls me or emails me, I try to call them back that day, and sometimes it might be late at night, but I get back to them. Mm-hmm. And in running this charity thing, I have found some of the organizations that I've donated to have been very, very appreciative, but others have not been as appreciative. And you know what? That doesn't resonate well with me. So we'll see if they get money next year.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kindness goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, not only kindness, but communication. Mm-hmm. If I donate $5,000 to $10,000 to a group, I would expect, like a thank you,
An
appreciate
email or something.
Sure.
Just an email. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that they're kissing my ass. It's just, you know
Right.
what? Just acknowledge the fact that we're doing something good for their organization.
Right. You know?
You know,
Absolutely.
I had one question regarding the Vanguard Energy Solution. Is what does the future hold with you and with Vanguard Energy Solutions?
I think the future is limitless, and
I didn't word that right.
my CEO and I are the two primary owners of the company.
That's awesome.
He has 51%, and I have 40%.
Okay.
And
Cool.
he said to me when we got this going, he goes, "I want to work to 70." He goes, "Do you want to work to 70?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "We're going to get to 70, see how big this thing is, and then maybe we cash out, and maybe we don't. Maybe we keep on going, because I'm not one to sit around the house and watch TV.
Sure.
And there's only so much golf and so much pickleball you can play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like Mike Cavanaugh is a great example of that. Mike was playing golf 3 or 4 times a week in Hilton Head, and he said, "Call me up." I said, "Chris, I'm bored to tears. I need mental stimulation."
Right.
I've seen it a lot where people they look forward to retirement so much, and then when they retire, they get complacent, and sometimes they don't even, their health declines. I mean, I just feel like having something that
Purpose.
you're doing, having purpose in life is so important.
Bingo. Someone told me at a very young age that you need to have a purpose every day. If you don't have feel like you have a purpose, your health goes downhill.
Well, it's like we're doing this, you know, we all have other jobs that we do, but we like doing this because we like to hear everybody's story. Everybody's got an
Right.
interesting story. And with this, Vanguard Energy Solutions, you're helping people. Also, we're getting ready to talk about charity, so you're helping people in that way. We're going to hopefully get the word out and do something. But there's always something to grow off of, and I like doing this because I get to hear new things and promote good things. I don't know about you guys, but I love it.
I think it's great to have a platform, you know, where we can hear people's stories. 'Cause I think people are so inspirational. You know, everyone's doing something, got a really cool story to tell, and I think it's great that we've been able to have a platform for that. One question that I had too is, like, I know you're acting in the capacity of president of Vanguard. I guess what would be the role differential between that and the CEO? I guess.
My CEO is more of deep thinker, and he, like I said, he had the foresight to look at. He made a lot of money in the LED business, but he saw this downturn coming in the sector, and he had the foresight to say, "Hey, we got to look at other things besides just LEDs," and so really he's the deep thinker. I'm more of the execution guy, execution of strategies, and he develops the strategies, and I drive the bus.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great that you have complementary skill sets like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we do complement each other. We do, and he's a great man, and I'm very lucky and blessed to be working for him.
And what if
Fantastic.
we have, you know, people who might watch this, if there's maybe some business for you out there, where should they go regarding?
Go to Vanguard Energy Solutions USA.com.
That's great. We'll
All
be
right.
sure to put a link to the
Yeah.
site in
Absolutely.
the description.
Checked it out a little bit yesterday myself.
more info.
That'd be awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you got it. Absolutely.
So I
And
guess
that-
now we should turn
we
to
should. I'm
the more fun charity stuff.
Tell me a little
you
bit
know?
about this.
Yeah.
So anyway, my daughter died of suicide 5 years ago.
I'm sorry.
And thank you. And anyway, we ran a tournament called Birdies for Megan. And her name was Megan Marie Owens. And we ran that a year after her death in 2021. And we raised $50,000, and $15,000 of that went to the Peachtree City Police Department, and the other 35 went to an organization called Stop Suicide USA. And anyway, I got sick. I came down with prostate cancer, and they gave me a drug called Lupron, which I elaborated on already. Don't take it. Don't
Don't take it.
don't take Lupron. That's my public service announcement.
We won't take your sponsorship. No.
No, yeah, no.
PSA.
So anyway, my new oncologist, who's one of the best probably in Atlanta, he says that Atlanta is the radiation capital of the world.
It could be a very good or very bad thing.
No, I know. I'm curious.
No,
I was about to say.
well, he doesn't think it's a great thing because if I had to do all over again, I would have had it taken out. The prostate, instead of going through all these. I did 25 rounds of radiation.
Wow.
I did 2 years of being on this drug called Lupron, and they also did surgery. They did the seed implants, radiation seeds into my prostate. So I would have had it taken out, but I did look at that route, and they said that you really should have a surgeon that's done over 1,000 procedures. And I couldn't find one in Atlanta that had done 1,000 procedures.
Really?
So because everything's radiation and Lupron and things like that. So anyway, that's my public service announcement. So anyway, getting back to the event, we raised $50,000 in 2021, with $35,000 going to Stop Suicide USA. We decided to part ways with Stop Suicide USA this year, and instead of have funneled the funds out to multiple charities, and really, I have a board of directors now, and they want full transparency on who we donate to and what they're using the money for, and so we've got 6 unbelievable charities that we're donating to now. We've made pledges. Again, that's all based on raising the funds. The good news is the hotel, I had a meeting at the Hilton Hotel yesterday, the convention center, and they're reporting that the hotel is sold out. So all 750 rooms
That's great.
for the 3 nights are sold out. Now,
Really fantastic.
that hasn't totally translated into ticket sales and also into golf groups yet. But I have a feeling, because I asked the manager, I said, is this pretty typical? She goes, no. She goes, this is not typical. I got a feeling. I've been posting a lot on Phil's fan club, Phil Vassar's fan club, and I think a lot of them didn't go through my website. They went and booked hotels on their own. So anyway, ticket prices, hotel rooms, and golf groups are all on sale until Sunday. Hotels go from $174 a night, that includes 2 continental breakfasts, and goes to over $200 on Monday. Golf fees are, I have a sale right now until Sunday also. They're $175 per player, which includes an Adidas polo shirt, includes a dozen tricks on balls, includes golf, includes free beer all day from Line Creek Brewery, and also includes a lunch or meal there at the club each day. So
This is this upcoming Sunday?
the price goes up Sunday night, close of business.
Okay.
And after that, golf fees go to $200 per player. The hotel rooms go from 174 to 200 plus a night, and then the concert tickets, which are currently at $50, go to $60 until the day before the concert on October 3rd, and then go to $70 there the day of.
Gotcha. I need to get my concert ticket, but I'd like to volunteer to help out with whatever needs to be helped out with the event. So
That really,
you put me to work. So
we really appreciate that, Lane.
Yeah.
And you know what? You don't have to buy a ticket. You'll be my guest.
well, I appreciate that. Well, put me to work.
I'll-
I got my hand raised.
I will put you to work.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I
it
will
sounds
put,
like-
I will put you to work. So anyway, the goal is this year is we raised 50 and 21, 50,000. The goal is to raise 100,000. It's going to be hard.
It's ambitious, yeah.
But you know what? We've got a better way. We've got the Real Life Center of Dogwood Church has
Right.
been totally supportive. That I give them a hand delivered 250 of these flyers to them today, and they're going to dole them out throughout the community. A better way is sending out 250 of these to various locations throughout Peachtree City and Sonoy, and also Fayetteville, and then also I have the filling station up in Dawsonville, which I have a personal relationship with the pastor and his wife, and they do great work for suicidal people and also drug addicts, and so I made a $5,000 donation to them too, and I'd like to double all my pledges if we can, but it all comes down to what we raise.
Right.
Yeah, I know we'll certainly do our part. We
Sure.
can post about this event too. I think it's very important. I know mental health and suicide prevention is a very important thing
Thank you.
to work on. I'm very sorry to hear about your daughter as well.
Thank you. My daughter, she was an incredible girl. She graduated from University of Georgia with a 3.5 cum in finance.
Wow.
She was a great lacrosse player. She fast as lightning, and she played at Milton High School, which is one of the top high schools in the state of Georgia for lacrosse. And then she went to Georgia, and lo and behold, she comes home one day, and she said, "Dad, I want to go golfing with you." I said, "Sure, come on, sweetheart." So we jumped in the cart, and she took her mother's clubs, not even her own clubs, took her mother's clubs, and we get on the first tee, and she whacks it over 200 yards.
Dang.
Wow.
And I had played with her many times before, and she was dribbling it off the tees. And I said, "Where did you learn that?" She goes, "Well, Dad, I took a golf class at UGA." And she goes, they have a beautiful golf course at
Yeah,
the
I've
University of
seen
Georgia,
it,
by the
yeah.
way, and that's where the golf team practices. So anyway, she'd be on the range, and the University of Georgia golfers were all flirting with her
Of course.
and giving her lessons.
Giving her
and
some tips.
giving her tips. And anyway, she came back. Her short game wasn't very good, but boy, she could hit the hell out of it.
Good.
And anyway, that's one of my lasting memories with her. Is the year, the Christmas before she passed. She was a Christmas baby, born on Christmas Day. And one of my lasting memories with Megan is that we played golf on Christmas Day, and my wife was out of town, and it was my mother, myself, and Megan, and we had the best time. And Megan played great. I was so proud of her. And anyway, unfortunately she's not with us anymore, and that's why I do this.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right.
And we'll push to support this.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Thank you all.
And I'd
Yeah.
also
Thank
like
you.
to add, you've got a son too, and he's not too shabby. I think he told me a funny story. He's like, "I can't believe I'm not hitting it great." And you're like, "Well, you're shooting in the 70s, so give yourself a break."
My son is actually a +1 handicap.
What's his
man.
name?
Brandon Owens.
Brandon.
Brandon Owens.
Give yourself a break, dude. Come
Dang,
on, man.
man.
You're
And
great.
plus-
And you know what, Lane?
I'm-
Lane, you're right. He is so critical of himself, and he's better than. Listen, I was on scholarship in college. He's way better than I ever was. The only way I beat him is that I have an excellent short game, but when it comes to tee to green, I can't carry his spikes.
Man.
I really can't. I mean, he's only 5'8" and 160 pounds, but he hits the ball over 300 yards.
Wow.
And his irons are like lasers.
Dang.
Man. Hey, if you come on ThreeFlowing, we'd love to see you, but give
Yeah,
yourself a
if
break
you're-
on the
talk
golf
about
course.
your
Give
golf
me some
game.
tips, dude.
I was about to say, man, if you're a +1.
Well, I've offered you how many times?
I'll go out,
I've offered you how many times to give you free
I
lessons?
know. Carson, we gotta get out there.
I
with
was
him.
about to say, man, come on.
I'm a great teacher. Very patient.
Well, we'll take you up on
I
that.
heard you said you were a scratch.
I was.
You were?
Now I'm between a 5 and a 6 these days.
Well,
Okay.
5 and a
Yeah, says 5 and a 6. Man, I don't even know.
Oh,
But
how
you know what I always say?
terrible.
Every golfer has a 10-shot swing in them. A tour pro does. You do.
Yeah.
I do. I can go out one day and shoot 75. The next day I can shoot 85.
Yeah.
So, and that's every golfer and if they tell you differently, they're lying.
Yeah.
Well,
I
hopefully.
guess.
Yeah.
Go
Hopefully
ahead.
I can make it to one of
I'll say one question that I can add to mine, kind of going back to the topic that we're trying to raise awareness for, is I guess how can someone, if you have a loved one that's maybe struggling with depression or things like that, how can we be best there for them or best supportive to try to help?
Well, a better way is fantastic. I think one church offers counseling services. I know the filling station does. I know the Real Life Center of Dogwood Church would offer those type of counseling services. So there's multiple resources that we can direct people to get help. And you know what? When you're suicidal, you're almost afraid to ask for help. And reaching those people, like this podcast today, hopefully we're reaching some people that are going through some bad times. And as Phil Vassar said in his video, that he's done several videos for me, but in one of them he said, there's a lot of people going through stuff these days, and bad stuff. And he goes, let's try to help these people. And that's my objective. If I can save one life, I've done my job. But I hope that we save multiple lives.
And we're going to try to make that true, make it come to fruition.
I believe I heard that September was National Suicide Prevention Month.
Is it really?
I think so.
Oh, good. Well, so it coincides with what we're doing then. That's
Yes,
awesome.
Sir. Yeah.
Well, this will be great. I'm excited for the event. I shot 100 the other day on playing golf, but I'm
Hey man, that's
hoping
a
I
good
can
day.
play maybe.
That's a good day
I'm
to
not
me.
complaining. I'm happy.
That's a good day to me.
But I'm hoping I can maybe play in the golf tournament and see,
Well,
see what it's all about.
Put a group together.
I was about to say, man.
Well, I know we
we get
suck,
two other guys.
Hey, listen,
It'll be
if you
good.
had-
Suck even more.
Hey, free beer all day from Line Creek. How can you beat that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I know
That
you
is
don't
true.
drink.
I don't drink, no, but I don't either.
None of you guys drink?
Yeah,
Nah.
Maybe we can
neither
get
do I.
maybe
You
get
know
two
what?
others.
You guys are smart.
We'll find some drinkers
Yeah,
somewhere.
Find some
I-
golfers and drinkers.
Yeah, I
so.
can-
That'd be awesome. That'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah, but
And you know what?
Force them together.
Anybody that wants to play golf in either one of the events, I'll discount for free. Was it
ThreeFlowing.
ThreeFlowing. Yes,
ThreeFlowing.
sir.
I'll offer them the 175 rate,
Wow. Okay.
but they have to contact me directly
Okay.
at cpogolf@comcast.net, and they just send me an email, say ThreeFlowing, and I want to take advantage of the special deal, $175 a player, and again that includes an Adidas polo shirt that's worth $85, a dozen Strixon balls that's worth $30, free beer for the day, also a meal. So it's all that is worth probably close to $150.
All right.
So really, and you get free golf too. So I mean, it's an incredible deal.
It's a good value.
It's a very good value. So
And you have a good time, too.
We need golfers and we need concert goers too.
Absolutely. And the concert is Saturday, October 4th at the Hilton Resort and Convention Center. And
And all this information is available at helpstopsuicide.us.
Helpstopsuicide.us.
.us. So
Okay.
helpstopsuicide.us. You can buy hotel rooms, buy your concert tickets, buy what's the other thing we have? Oh, and purchase golf fortunes on that site. Everything's there. And you know what? Thanks to Charles Works, who is my IT provider out of New Hampshire, Charles Arapulo, who donated a $10,000 website to do all this stuff.
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
That's
That's awesome.
So a big thank you. And if you need IT support, go to charlesworks.com.
Okay.
And Charles, Charles and his team have put together an unbelievable company. They do all my IT work. They handle all our emails, and they're reasonable. They're not way overpriced. And he had a brother who committed suicide 20 years ago, and that's why he donated the website. And I really can't thank him enough He's not only has he become a vendor to us, he's become a good friend of mine.
And can people go to helpstopsuicide.usa to donate and help with the cause?
Absolutely. There's links there to
Well,
sponsor.
y'all, if you ever feel generous and want to help our cause, go to helpstopsuicide.usa. Let's end this tragedy of mental health and darkness.
Exactly.
It really
Yes.
is. You know what, Lane? You're making a good point. It is a national crisis. When I put my daughter went to the North Georgia Recovery Center, and she was in there for almost 90 days.
Wow.
And she was in there with lawyers, with doctors, with businessmen. I mean, the drug crisis in this country is off the charts.
You never know.
It
And,
is.
and my daughter got addicted to a drug called Vyvanse, which is like an Adderall. Most people are familiar with
yeah.
that, and it
I
is
see.
running rampant in high schools and colleges nationwide. The high school and college kids are selling the drugs to each other for $1 a pill, and just a warning to parents: don't think Vyvanse is just a wonder drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really led my daughter down a bad road. She got used to Vyvanse is a high grade speed.
Right. Your body can learn to depend
And
on
then
it.
Yeah.
anyway, she got used to being addicted to that high, and then it led to more. She wanted more and more and more, and it led to her ultimately led to her death. So again, that's a warning to all parents out there. Don't take Vyvanse and Adderall as wonder drugs. They can be potentially lethal.
Right. I know a kid gets like ADD and they want to put him on Adderall, and it's
Yeah,
like they
no.
prescribe these things like candy.
Like
and I think
candy.
No, yeah,
Absolutely.
yes.
Daniel.
It's
Absolutely.
ridiculous. I think there's
It
so
is.
many incentives that I think the doctors have to prescribe these things
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's really sad to see. I hope. I think too. People. They are looking for like an instant fix. I think to their problems. when
Yeah.
We should be looking at counseling, support, and all these other things. That you can get help from.
Well, I want to thank you three for all four of you for hosting me today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This-
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed this.
Well,
Yeah.
it's fun having.
We enjoyed having
on,
you.
Yes,
so.
sir.
But
Absolutely.
y'all go, try and get in the golf tournament, and let's go see Phil Vassar October 4th.
Phil Vassar is the best showman in country music.
Absolutely.
So if you have never seen him, it's a show that you'll love. And the Venus Kings, who are the opening act, who Lane plays with
I
sometimes.
have played with them a few
And
times.
Lane, I have not seen them yet, but Lane attests that they are wonderful also.
They're
Is that
fantastic,
right, Lane?
especially when I'm behind the drums.
Is this at the Fred?
No, it's
No.
it's at the Hilton Convention Center
Okay.
in Peachtree City, and the ballroom holds about 1,000 people.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And we
It-
hope to fill it up.
Absolutely.
Let's stop suicide.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's
Fill it up.
help stop suicide.
And a message too, Mr. Vassar, if you're ever watching this, come on the show, man. We love to interview you and hang out and just
Yeah.
just have a
You
good
know
time.
what? I talked to Phil this morning, and he's out in I think Seattle, and he would be willing to do if we did it like a telecast. He would do an interview with you.
Okay, awesome,
Awesome. Yeah.
fantastic. Well, hey, we got something in the works, y'all.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
there you go.
He isn't going to come to Peachtree City beforehand, but he'll do something.
Sure.
He'll do
Okay.
like a webinar with you or something like that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah.
He's totally willing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you a fan of Ovaltine by chance? I know that's a random question.
Ovaltine?
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine. We got the canisters here.
Yeah, those are
So-
some retro cans. And here's some Ovaltine, and right there.
What does Ovaltine do?
go ahead, Daniel.
It
Daniel?
is- It's a it's a very nutritious like energy drink too. Like this stuff has been around for over 100 years. It's what Edmund Hillary had when he climbed Mount Everest. Just a really great product that we're trying to. We think it's good. I know Lane does it before his workouts.
Yep. It's very
And,
good. Very
Really?
very nutritious. Yeah.
You can drink it hot or cold with milk or water.
Really?
It's a lot better
Yeah.
than drinking. Not to impugn Monster. I love your drinks, Monster, but it's a bit more. It's a bit healthier.
Yeah.
you know.
I don't
Yeah.
drink caffeine at all.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's no caffeine.
There's no
in
caffeine
that.
in it, but it's
So,
got some like
Gives you a little
But
boost.
it's
vitamins and
Awesome! I
vitamins,
can't
things
wait
like
to
that.
try it.
It's
Yeah.
good. You just put it with 2 tablespoons with some milk, and about a cup
Can
of
you,
milk.
can you
or-
drink it in water?
Can we drink water
Sure,
too?
you can.
Yeah.
But I
Ethan does that
I'll
too.
say it's
Well, I can
milk's
put it.
better.
I can put it in my smoothie.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, there
Yeah.
you can.
I
You
take
can
a-
absolutely
I
do
drink.
that.
I make a nice smoothie every morning.
You can
Very
absolutely
good.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There you go.
flavoring.
Well, we
But-
thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
I
Thank you so
really
much.
appreciate it, and we're gonna set this call up with Vassar.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Awesome.
And
Can you do it?
of course, he's our tech
Well,
guy.
we've actually been working on that now,
Actually,
so
these
we're gonna
two.
have the we'll have the ability for someone to call in, and we'll be able to see them, and they'll see us, and we'll be in our chairs, and it'll be a good interview.
and
so.
I'll participate in that call with Phil.
You're welcome to. Yeah,
yeah,
'cause-
be
but
great.
I want it to be all about Phil Vassar.
we got it.
Okay.
You can do.
You got it.
All right, great. We'll set that up shortly.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be
Awesome.
great.
Yeah, well, thank
And
you to our audience for
I'd
watching.
also like to say,
Yeah.
Ethan, I know you're away now, and you'll probably be back by the time you even see this. But hey, man, we miss you. But he's doing a great job.
You let me know if I did a good job.
He's holding down the fort. But yeah, thank you to our audience, and please tune in next week for another episode which will entertain, educate, and inspire.
Absolutely.
Take care, guys.
Have a good one. God
Good
bless.
one.
God bless. Bye.